man of reason, a man of intelligence, a man who I'm sure agrees with me that we should just have a big reveal at the end of the regular season and say, and here are your final four instead of these weekly updates. Gary joins us now. Gary?
No, I think basketball should do this. They should start revealing the 68 for 6 straight weeks and let everybody argue for that and see how much fun they have doing that. Okay, here's team number 64, University of Northern Illinois, is whatever, I'm with you, Dan. This is craziness. Every week, you know what kills me about it? Every week there's another reason, another explanation, and a new precedent set. I swear there's more rules in Miss America than there are with this committee right now, of how they choose teams.
All right, your biggest problem with the rankings that came out last night are?
They got the teams right, but it would be almost impossible not to get the teams right. It's pretty obvious. Each week on our little game on CBS, a committee of one, me, has to pick my guys, part of my job, and I've been getting them right every week. We know who controls their own destiny. The Big Ten is going to get a team in, right? Agree? They're going to get a team in.
Yes.
One of those Big Ten teams is in. Alabama or Florida, unless there's a huge upset, the SEC is getting a team in. We know that. If Clemson wins, they're getting in. And now appears that the committee has decided that Oklahoma, with their expert eyes, they know that Oklahoma is better than other teams, and they're getting in. That's what I think is the argument. Who's the fourth team in and why? What's the reason? And I'm not sure anybody knows. I really don't.
Feels like there's an overcorrection with the Big 12 this year from last year. Do you think that any fairness in that opinion or criticism?
Well, the way the Big 12 backloads their schedule, they have a tendency when they play each other to being highly ranked at the end when everybody's following this. Baylor, TCU, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma all are ranked very high against each other, so they get credibility. But, I was looking at this. It was posted somewhere. It's this paragraph that keeps bothering me, and I'm not exactly sure what it means. You might be able to help me. And I'm not sure I can pronounce this one word, so you can help me on that, okay? You're the broadcaster.
Okay.
It's from paragraph 2. Providing enough flexibility and discretion to select a non-champion or independent under circumstances where that particular non-champion or independent is unequivocally one of the three. What the hell does that mean? I have no idea what that means.
It means if we want to choose Notre Dame, we can if we want to.
You got it. That's exactly what it
means. If Notre Dame beats Boston College by 30, is Notre Dame in the top 4?
I don't think so. I think this is a committee that is weighted towards conference champions, and I still think that the way it's set up right now, Notre Dame needs one more upset, and they have to beat Stanford. But I do find it very interesting. A lot of people were saying, that if Michigan wins out and Stanford wins out, that they would put them in the championship over a one-loss Florida or Notre Dame because they can just tell by their eyeballs that those teams are better than Notre Dame or Florida. I swear, in those TV deals that you blur out the people that are not paid for in those ads, you blur out the faces of the bodies,
Yeah.
If you had the ability to blur out all the names on the front of the jerseys and you watched game tapes, would the talking heads, now remember, these are the same talking heads, the same guys who 7 weeks ago in tape, and this is not the same Alabama team as it was before. I watched Ole Miss beat them, and Alabama's not the same. The same talking heads told you 3 weeks ago that they know football, and LSU is just a better football team than other teams. Now these same guys are telling you they know which teams are better because of the eyeball test. If you visually took the names off, would this committee or the talking heads be able to tell the difference between Colorado State on tape and Michigan State on tape? I say no.
He's Gary Danielson from CBS joining us, Dan Patrick Show. You had the LSU game against Ole Miss. Did you have any idea or the feeling surrounding Les Miles at LSU? Was he coaching? Is he coaching for his job, or is he done?
Oh, did I know what's going to happen? No, but I know the people that are writing about it are from that area, well-respected and very well-connected. So we all know that the talk is going on. It's a tough one, and I will say this. Either way, college football is strange, Dan. It's one of those sports where if you're a coach, remember the beginning of the year when Steve Spurrier had to say, I'm not retiring. I'm never going to retire. I may coach till I'm 80, okay? The reason is if you don't have that 4-year rollover contract in front of you, the rest of these college coaches will feast on your recruits saying your guy's leaving once you get there. So what LSU has basically created right now is if they don't give a vote of confidence for Les Miles going forward, and Les is probably going to want his contract extended, they're either going to have to extend or cut bait because the rest of the SEC will pick apart his recruiting class if they do something. Now, that being said, it's probably unfair, but it's also the world we have in college football where the same coaches who complain about the lack of support and, hey, I got a contract here, are the same guys after they win 1 year say, wait a second, I only make $3 million? There's a coach that was hired down the road that makes $4 million. I want my contract to say $4 million because I'm at one of the top universities and I have to be paid the top amount of dollars. So if you're LSU, Les a great guy, good football coach, but since they got embarrassed in that national championship game against Alabama, 21-0, when they didn't get to the 50-yard line, with 40 players in the NFL from LSU, number one of all colleges, okay, Les Miles and LSU in the SEC has gone 19-12 in the last 3 years. And hey, when we're getting paid top dollar and you're demanding to be paid top dollar, you can't be surprised when the same guys that are writing out those checks are knocking on your door and saying, how come we're not winning?
I know you got Auburn, Alabama, the SEC championship game, and Army-Navy. Before I let you go, the team most likely to lose this weekend?
Of the top names up there?
Yeah.
I would say Iowa is the team most likely walking into. It's a close game. It's a passing team. Mike Riley's an experienced coach. You have to go on the road, and Iowa's, winning it. They don't win it with. They win it with balance. They're a good, tough football team, but I would say Iowa has probably the toughest football game out there. Oklahoma, yes, because Baker Mayfield is nicked. I mean, you could say all of them. Notre Dame and Stanford are playing each other. They're evenly matched. Notre Dame's nicked up. But I think out of all of them, I would say Iowa's at the top of the list. Good
to talk to you, Gary. As always, safe travels. Thanks for joining us.
And Dan, thank you for not bringing up Thanksgiving. It's a black day in my life. I hate watching that Lawrence Taylor interception every year, and I really appreciate that.
We're showing that video right now on my show.
I know you are. Oh, okay, I only go back to 84. I'm not going back that far. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, Gary. Gary Danielson, CBS Sports lead analyst, former Detroit Lions quarterback. I didn't even know about the Lawrence Taylor interception there. Now I got to find it and play it on a loop here.